Well, I guess we'll start this series at my version of Disney World, I guess would be the best way to put it, even though it's kind of just Magic Kingdom right now. Well, firstly, there's the uncompleted contemporary, but you arrive at the boat station, and then up here we've got flags, which is the apple, because I decided to make Snow White the princess of this castle, so it's very apple and Snow White themed. So we'll go through the ticket office. So apples, Mickey, fairly normal stuff. Then you come out under the train station onto Main Street. And of course the castle's not loading in the background. Where then we've got the nice little train station where the park isn't complete yet, so I won't do a full tour, but we at least have certain areas complete, where we've got a little meet and greet character area over here. Then we've got Pinto Calvoli's bookstore, which all the buildings on Main Street are named after someone who I think is important in Disney history. So, like, Pinto Calvoli is the original voice of, I believe, like, Pluto, and he's also the voice of Grumpy in Snow White. So, we've got a little bookstore in here. And then, we've got a bakery coming up. And there's to clear the weather. And then, the castle's pretty much loaded in now. So there's the view down Main Street. And we've got Barbara Jo Allen's Cake Shop, which Barbara Jo Allen played Fauna in Sleeping Beauty. So I thought it fitting to give her a cake shop. Where then over here we have, I'm trying to remember her name, Barbara Luddy's Pet Shop, which, if you notice, we've got green, blue, and pink, because we've got Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather. Barbara Jo Luddy played Merryweather in Sleeping Beauty, but then I gave her a pet shop because she played Lady in Lady and the Tramp. And next door is the theater, which is named after the Sherman Brothers, so it's the Sherman Theater. So I'm like, it's not very spectacular, but I'm like, it's a theater. Going down the street, we've got Phil Harris's music shop, which he is the voice of Baloo in Jungle Book and Little John in Robin Hood. So, got little note blocks so you can make music. Then next to that we have the Arcana Cabana from Sorcerer's Apprentice movie, but then the proprietor is Eleanor Audley, who played Lady Tremaine in Cinderella and Maleficent in Sleeping Beauty, where also for Disney Parks she is the voice of Madame Leota. So, there's a little store and then a little living area upstairs. And then we've got another view of the castle, I guess, with the Walt statue in front and multiple Apple references everywhere. Then we've got the Crystal Palace next door, which I don't have completed yet, and then we've got a giant, I guess, checkerboard with red, which it's Sterling Holloway, and I can't remember, so it's Holloway and Winchell Bounce House, where Holloway is the voice of Winnie the Pooh, and Winchell's the voice of Tigger. So, it's a little bounce house. Then, at the end of the street, we've got a meet and greet area, which I think is just supposed to be, I just decided to do a generic, like, building for meet and greets. And then we've got number 3 Mouse Way, which is, who lives here is Mary Costa, which is the voice of Sleeping Beauty. And number 2 is Eileen Woods, which is the voice of Cinderella. And number 1 is Adriana Caselotti, who is the voice of Snow White. And then we've got this giant, weird-looking building, which is Edwin's Food. So we've got a nice little restaurant, and it's designed to look like the Mad Hatter, which is why it's got the giant hat and the weird face. Then we've got Verna Felton's Clothing Emporium, which she is the voice of Flora in Sleeping Beauty, but then also she is the voice of the, I don't want to say evil elephant, but like the evil elephant in Dumbo. It's a little clothing store. And next door we've got the fire station, which honorary fire chief is David Tomlinson, who is the father in Mary Poppins, which then you've got where you can go upstairs to a little room up top. And next door is City Hall, which has a map of the park, where, just to give you an idea of how big it is, this little area is where I've shown you so far. Where we still have Tomorrowland, I don't even have Fantasyland finished, and then pretty much the Weird Frontier, and Adventureland and New Orleans Square. Where then the mayor is Robin Williams, which is known from Flubber, and the voice of the genie in Aladdin. But then over here is more or less like a stables, but then this is meant to be just from the train, so it looks like it's actually a town. So got this little like village over here, just to continue like the make Magic King, like Main Street, seem like it's a real thing. And then I guess in the next video, oh, I forgot a house. I forgot Admiral Boom's house. So here, number 9 Cherry Tree Lane, the house of Admiral Boom, which is hooked up to a fireworks show. Thought it would be kind of fitting. But I guess in the next episode we'll explore Snow White's castle.